And the next agenda is presenting session by Mr. Zainuddin bin Zakaria. The time is yours. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is Seasion from UITM Terengganu Improvement Campus. So today I want to present the PowerPoint on the paper exploring the container bucket community section towards potential of ecosystem development and partnership. This paper is co-written with Dr. Maisa Hamid, Dr. Zatul Muhammad Musa from UITM Human Campus, and Dr. Zaleha Zainuddin from University of Terengganu, and Professor Nadia Dr. Abdul Qadir Uthman from UITM Selangor, Shah Alam Campus. The topic outline for my presentation are as follows. Number one is the background of the study. Second, introduction. Third, issues and problems. The fourth one is objective of the study. Then methodology, findings and analysis, and finally conclusion. In the background of study, I'm going to present this facts and figures. Okay. The ecotourism is important for the sustainability of the tourism industry. The national park in Peninsular Malaysia is a popular ecotourism destination, and it provides meaningful experiences through various ecotourism activities enriched by its lush green forests, diverse flora and fauna, and coupled with its historically and culturally vibrant local communities. Among the main attractions of this place is visiting the Aboriginal village, and there are two ethnic orang asli in Taman Negara, namely Batek and Smart Beri. The Batek community is under the sub-ethnic of Negrito, and in Pahang there are 1,124 people. Introduction. The ethnic Batek is already involved with activities of ecotourism. Some of them affected the tourists at the Korean River, and they have a long history with tourism. Among the tourism activities are visiting the Orang Asli village, selling souvenirs, working as a tour guide, boatman, working at the hotel, and hotel for mountain climbing. Issues and problems. The majority of them enjoy interacting with tourists, and this highlighted their attitude towards the tourism development at Taman Negara. However, study that analyze the internal and external strength of this community is still limited. The Batak ethnic behavior, preference, sectors, and attitudes towards the tourism development are important and need further exploration. The challenges and issues faced by the Batak community in ecotourism has yet to be discovered and analyzed in depth. Therefore, this study is conducted to analyze the internal and external attributes that influence the Batak community involvement in ecotourism. Methodology. To determine the perception of the Batak community towards ecotourism development at Taman Negara, this study applies exploratory study where researchers use a qualitative approach as one of the aspects in understanding country data. The vital reason this study used a qualitative approach is because this approach can help in explaining why and how an event occurs at the same time. It focuses on how people interpret experiences related to life events. The technique used in this study refers to random sampling, where the location and list of the informants have been obtained from local persons who have been identified from the Department of Orang Asli Development Pahang Malaysia. Before the interview was conducted, the researchers were informed about the interview procedures, starting with filing out the consent form for ethical requirements. In-depth interviews were conducted with 10 informants from the Batak community at 3 villages in Taman Pahang. One tourism operator was also interviewed in the national park. Among the Batak community, 4 adults at Kampung Kuala Atuk, 4 adults at Kampung Kuala Sungai Sat, and 2 adults at Kampung Teresik were interviewed within the space of 2 days. The tourism operator, who is also a resort owner, was interviewed at the operator's premise on the first day of the collection process. The interview took approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the availability and the informant's answers. The collected data was analyzed using the thematic analysis method, where it was transcribed verbally. Findings and in-depth interviews were conducted. Analyst informants from the Batak were divided into 4 governments, which one tourism operator was also interviewed in the national. In-depth interviews were conducted. Findings and analysis. The analysis were divided into 4 components, which are as follows. Number 1 is the acceptance of ecotourism activities. Number 2, the impact of ecotourism on the environment. Number 3, tourism products, which refers to the souvenirs sold by the Orang Asli. And number 4 is the challenges in ecotourism among the Batak community. Findings and analysis. The analysis were divided into 4 components, which are as follows. Number 1 is the acceptance of ecotourism activities. Number 2, the impact of ecotourism on the environment. Number 3, tourism products, which refers to the souvenirs sold by the Orang Asli. And number 4 is the challenges in ecotourism among the Batak community. The table on this slide summarizes the findings of the research. It is divided into 4 categories, which include sign of the Batak ethnic, weaknesses of the Batak community, opportunities for the Batak community, and threats to the Batak community. In terms of strength of the Batak community, they have unique lifestyles and culture. There are many unique products and services that can be offered to tourists. This includes the food, arts, performance, local souvenirs, and their daily lifestyles. In terms of weaknesses of the Batak community, the first one is attitudes. The women and kids are shy and reluctant to interact with the tourists. There is also the language barrier between the Batak community and the tourists. And there is also differences in the civilization between the Batak community and the tourists, which makes understanding and experiences of the tourism somewhat difficult when they interact with the Batak community. And finally, the location or the campus of the batik communities doesn't have good facilities, especially the toilets. In terms of opportunity for the batik community, they are supported by the local authorities in education, and they receive monthly income, and they are given healthcare by the local authorities. In terms of tourism activities, they are supported by the destination management organization or DNO and other travel agencies. Threats to the batik communities include weather, pandemic, endemic, and other diseases, tourist arrival, technology where they use the solar system for electricity and they use smartphone for social media, using the equipment and gadgets that they buy from the city. Conclusion. We discovered that one of the challenges in developing and attracting more tourists to visit the batik community is the issues of hygiene and cleanliness. During our visit to Palasat village in the national park, we discovered that the village children are throwing rubbish all around their villages. So we believe that there should be a system of collecting and disposing the garbages in an efficient and effective manner. It is the conservation of biodiversity effort initiated due to the development of tourist resorts that starts to make sense in this area. We discovered that at the National Park, Pahang, Malaysia, it is a sanctuary of flora and fauna for both the land and ecosystem. We postulate that it is critical to protect not only the flora and fauna, but also the culture of the community living in Taman Negara Pahang and other national parks in Indonesia. While protected areas will not sustain the livelihood of the batik, but also create an effective ecosystem that will lure the tourists to visit the community in the future.
Tapi kayaknya beda topik.
This is the end of my presentation. I thank you for listening and giving full attention to my presentation. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. And next agenda is presenting session by Salmi Bawasa. The time is yours. Thank you. Sorry, so the next presentation is by Miss Nur Najah Abdurrahim. The time is yours. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a good day to all. My name is Nur Najah binti Abdul Rahim and my partner will be Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Qadir Uthman, Falina Feliz Fuza Hamdan and Azwati Mahmood. Today I'll be presenting on the mediating effect of recovery satisfaction on the relationship of distributive justice and EWOM, electronic word of mouth. So this will be my outlines. First, we'll go through with the introductions, problem statement, research objective and research questions, literature review, conceptual framework, proposed research methodology, and lastly is conclusions and recommendation. With the rapid evolution of a society and the advance of technology, the demands for public transportation is an important and challenging issue in a country that is fast progressing. So public transportation provides people with mobility and access to employment, institutional resources, medical care, and recreational opportunities in societies across a country. The integrations of public transportation channels into wider economic and land use planning can always help a community to enhance their business opportunities, and more importantly, from a citizenry point of view, it creates a sense of community through transit-oriented development. However, the Malaysian economy is developing so fast that most of the people can afford to own means of transport, and hence the vehicle population has also boomed. This is further worsened by the lack of a comprehensive public transport infrastructure, not to mention inadequate parking spaces. Air pollution and other environmental hazards are also yet another cause of concern. Yet, many people are avoiding public transport such as buses or trains due to the long queues and long waiting periods. Of course, this adds to the crowding at such places and serves to encourage transport ownership as a result. So, as a part of any orderly development in a city that is constantly growing, the authorities must confront the issues relating to the public transport and address the problems that accompany their use. The transport networks must also prepare for the future in order that they can cater to a growing urban population as well as increasing expectations of an urbanized society. In recognition of this, the government in the mid-90s embarked on a program of massive investment in public transport and in railway infrastructure. It has completed 3 major intra-city rail systems in the Klang Valley, such as the metropolitan areas of Kuala Lumpur and the surrounding satellite towns. These are the Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad, the Light Transit, and monorail. So, as stated by United Nations Conference on Trade and Development 2011, stated that a nation's development and growth rely heavily on the service sector. Particularly in Malaysia, the service sector is the highest contributor to the country's economic growth. In the second quarter of 2021, the percentage of the sector has increased by 13.4% compared to the first quarter of the same year, with a decline of 2.3%. Nevertheless, the overall service sector declined at a rate of 3.5% in the first quarter of 2021 due to the pandemic situation in the country. So this service sector includes 6 subsectors, namely wholesale and retail, finance and insurance, transportation and storage, information and communication, food and beverage, and also accommodation. So as stated over here, 37.235 million passengers in 2017 were recorded as the KTM passengers. The total numbers of passengers traveling with KTM commuter in 2017 shows a decrease of 10.2%. Nevertheless, KTMB will continue to focus on optimizing the cost, enhancing operational efficiency and service quality, exploring new markets and services, as well as supporting the government's plan to strengthen rail-based public transportation services in Malaysia. So KTM has introduced several marketing efforts in order to attract locals and foreigners to use public transportation, hence overcoming the issues of traffic congestion. The internet has enabled new forms of communication platforms that further empower both providers and consumers, allowing a vehicle for the sharing of information and opinions both from business to consumer and from consumer to consumer. So electronic word of mouth, or also known as e-warm communication, refers to any positive or negative statement made by the potential, actual, or former customers about a product or company, which is made available to a multitude of people and institutions via the internet. Despite all this, numerous complaints concerning on KTM services still arise. So among the issues raised by these unsatisfied users were regarding to the ticketing machine process, inadequate schedule and facilities, rude KTM staff, and poor customer service. So this has been stated by the customers or the KTMB passengers in the KTMB Customer Complaint Board 2021. Consequently, this influenced the experience and attitude of the customers towards the service provider, which will influence to negative word of mouth and a bad image of the service provider. So therefore, this has caused the number of KTM users to decrease yearly, and it can be analyzed from the statistic in SPAT 2021. So these problems show that the quality of the KTM service is still lacking and poorly implemented, even if the public transportation is modernized. Public transport issues are becoming more common in Malaysia, and services are still below the required level as they could not meet the needs and the demands of customers. Service failure is the most common research theme in service marketing that has a negative impact on customer and also the provider relationship. It is not surprising that despite diligent efforts for flawless service delivery, service failure will occasionally occur. So service failure as any delays or obstacle, such as errors, mistakes, and shortcomings that often occur while meeting the customer's needs. Hence, disasters such as an organization short-term or long-term existence will occur due to the service failures. Consequently, some customers will file a complaint to seek an appropriate compensation from the service provider to reimburse for the losses suffered as a result of the service failures experienced by them. For my study, this will be the research objective and research question. The research objective is to investigate the effect of distributive justice on EWOM, to investigate the effect of recovery satisfaction on EWOM, and to determine the mediating effect of recovery satisfaction on the relationship of distributive justice and EWOM. Meanwhile, for research question, does distributive justice affect EWOM? Does recovery satisfaction influence on EWOM? And does recovery satisfaction mediates the relationship of distributive justice and EWOM? Moving on with the literature review. So distributive justice, according to Ko and Wu, describe distributive justice as a financial reward during service recovery. So distributive justice concerns on the perceived fairness of desired outcomes of the organization's recovery efforts in response to the customer's complaint, U 2018. Recovery satisfaction is as an evaluation by the customers on the organization's efficacy in handling the service failure, Choi and La 2013. Previous research has examined the relationship between customer satisfaction and organizational recovery efforts, Cheng et al. And Chen et al. 2019. So social media platforms have been made possible by the widespread of technology advancement, which has resulted in an increase in user-generated online reviews, or also known as EWOM, Mukhopadhyay, Pandey and Rishi 2022. Numerous empirical researches have been conducted to evaluate the impact of satisfaction with service recovery on word-of-mouth behavior, Balaji and Sarkar 2013. This will be my conceptual framework: distributive justice, H1, recovery satisfaction to EWOM, H2, and also recovery satisfaction mediates the relationship as the H3. And I'll be using on the stimulus organism and response model, SOR model, from Russell and Mehrabian, 1977. This is my proposed research methodology. The unit analysis will be the individual or the KTMB passengers. Research design is cross-sectional, where the data is only collected for once, and sampling frame will be from the KTM passengers that lodged the complaint. Sampling technique will use the non-probability and purposive sampling. For demographic analysis, I'll be using on SPSS. Meanwhile, for the hypothesis testing, I'll be using PLSSAM to analyze. For conclusion and recommendation derived from the theory, the relationship between distributive justice, recovery satisfaction, and EWOM have been conceptualized. So relationship between distributive justice and EWOM is stronger when recovery satisfaction is higher. So this study provides an essential knowledge to the literature by attempting to shed some light on how recovery satisfaction influences the connection between distributive justice and electronic word of mouth. This study is expected to contribute into railway transportation industry in order to reduce complaints and improve their service. So valuable inputs also for the marketing managers of transportation companies to enrich their service levels, and further research is desired for the justice service model in order to develop an exemplary model service by attaining the consistency of valid and reliable variables. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And the next is presenting by Mr. Muhammad Safwan Ramli. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Hello and hi, in this video I will be presenting the counterproductive behavior at work, the role of personality and the ethical leadership in Malaysia. These are the team members that are responsible for this paper. There are 5 chapters that will be covered in this video. Let's start with the introduction. So for the introduction is that employee workplace defined as a counterproductive has the potential to jeopardize and the aim and interest of corporation. The tardiness, fraud and sexual harassment, bullying at work, absenteeism, drug use, violent behavior at work, or sabotage are all examples of CWB. So the problem is that this behavior of CWB not only have an adverse effect on the quality of the work done by the employee who engage in CWB, but they can also adverse effect on the employee productivity, pose undesired risk to the organizations. Therefore, in this video, it is intended to study about the counterproductive work behavior in Malaysia.
In this literature review, independent variables are personality and big five factor, which is extroversion, agreeableness, consciousness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. And the independent variable that been added is our ethical leader, and the dependent variable are counterproductive work behavior.
These are the conceptual framework for this study, and this study are using social exchange theory as the base theory that will be used in this research.
So for the methodology, unit analysis are support staff from UiTM Selangor, purposive sampling technique, and sample size are 268 respondents. So there are two research questions that been developed for this study. For the finding, research question 1, what is the level of counterproductive work behavior among support staff at UiTM Selangor? 3 variables are in the moderate level and the rest are in the high level. Based on the second research question, which is the dimension independent variable that predict counterproductive work behavior, based on the result, we can see that agreeableness, consciousness, openness are the ones that have a positive influence in predicting counterproductive work behavior, and also ethical leader have a negative. Practically, this study discovered that the dimension of personality factor do not completely influence counterproductive work behavior. Although only one dimension of personality factor, which is neuroticism, that has negative influence on counterproductive work behavior, but this study has generally proven that ethical leadership has been proven to be influential toward counterproductive work behavior. For conclusion and recommendation, we know that counterproductive work behavior is referring to the action taken voluntarily by the employer that are detrimental to the organization, CWBO, or people working in the organization, CWBP. Personality factor dimension, which is neuroticism and ethical leadership, are clearly associated with the counterproductive work behavior consistent with the previous study. Counterproductive behavior at work include destroying company property, calling in sick when you are not sick, insulting another workers, and stealing something from the employer. People with strong personality trait and ethical leadership in organization could make it less likely for people to act in a way that are not helpful. At the same time, they are also more likely to enjoy better quality of life, thus associated with fewer counterproductive work behavior. Therefore, the present study provide 2 recommendations based on the finding of this study with the aim to reduce counterproductive work behavior as to make support staff feel happy both in their employment and personal life. The first recommendation is to creating a purpose. It is suggested to support staff to find a purpose in life and build a life that is meaningful. Start to think about the legacy you would like to leave behind, such as spouse, parent, and children. As an example, they might find the reason or goal what they need work productively. Setting clearly objective can help them reach their goal. Working toward goal will give you a reason to get up every day. Beyond earning money, it will lead you to reduce counterproductive behavior as you know what you are trying to achieve. The second recommendation is to improve your personality. It becomes easier for people to think positively and feel good about themselves. Spend several minutes to list down all the good things that could happen to you in the future when you avoid counterproductive work behavior. In view of the finding in this study, since this study found that ethical leader is the predictor of the counterproductive work behavior, the influence moral leaderships on unproductive work behavior may be supported and explained by the social exchange theory, a significant theory. For limitation of the current study, it is greater strength since it allows for the direction of caution of relationship between personality trait and unproductive work behavior among UiTM Selangor support personnel. The primary drawback of this study is that it only included support staff who work on the currently employer at UiTM Selangor as a participant. Additionally, because the researcher collected the data using self-report questionnaire, they were unable to acquire a thorough understanding of the issue raised by each respondent. However, because of the respondent engaged were not evenly represented by gender, the finding might not be generalizable.
That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Your presentation. Okay, thank you for your presentation. And the next session is present by Miss Siti Rosnita Sakarji. The time is yours. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Siti Rosnita binti Sakarji from Faculty of Business and Management, University Technology Mara, Kelantan, Malaysia. Today, I will present a paper entitled Working from Home on Job Performance During COVID-19, a pilot study of Malaysia Public Higher Education Institutions academic. As we know, work from home or WFH nowadays emerge as the best option as a new work innovation to stop the spread of virus, while also providing a new way to carry on with business as usual. It is reported that almost 81% of the worldwide workforce has been affected by the lockdown measures due to the pandemic COVID-19. As a result of the new policy implementation, that is WFH, higher education institutions worldwide have taken the place of their traditional classroom and replaced with online remote learning. However, to date, there has been little and limited research on this topic from a Malaysian perspective, especially among academics. Therefore, the purpose of this research is to investigate the influence of work from home on job performance among public higher education institutions academic in Kelantan, Malaysia. This study also intended to examine how academics' job performance is affected by working from home by exploring work motivation as a mediating variable. So the following is the research framework. We have work from home as independent variable, whereby job performance considered as dependent variable and work motivation as mediator. As this study is the research design for the study is a correlational, and the population of this study is involving employees who work as academics in public higher education institution in Kelantan, Malaysia. The sample size are 30 respondents since this is a pilot study. And the instrument that we use is the adopted and adapted questionnaires from the established past research. And the data collection method is through online platform, that is by using a Google form. And lastly, in order to analyze the data, we analyze using the descriptive analysis. And this is the result of the reliability for each variable and its dimension for this pilot test. We have three main constructs, that is work from home with 7 items, work motivation 8 items, as well as job performance we have 7 items, and all the Chromba alphas are approximately and close to achieve higher, that is more than 0.7. As a conclusion, this pilot study evaluated the validity and reliability of the measurement tools to prepare for a more extensive inquiry and for future study. The inter-item reliability test also showed that every item under consideration was trustworthy and over the minimal level of 0.07. The findings of this study reveal that work from home and work motivation have a substantial impact on academics' job performance. The primary study or the future study will examine the consequences of the study components. Last but not least, it is hoped that the findings of this study will assist public higher education institutions, top management and policymakers in raising awareness of the significance of enhancing academics' well-being. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you very, very much for listening.
Very much. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, that was our last presentation for session 1. Finally, we get to the last session of ICOSTELM 2022 International Sustainability in Technological, Environmental Law Management, Social and Economic Matters. Let's close this event by saying Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
As the master of ceremony, we would like to say thanks to all the speakers, the committee, and audience entirely. May what we had conducted will be useful for us today, now, and in the future. If in guiding in this event, me and my partner here have made any mistakes or offended someone, please forgive us. See you to the next event. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum
Bye.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum. Excuse me, can I talk?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Is it possible for the organizer to share the recording with me?
Huh? Oh, the recording has been shared through
Shared on the
dari mana? Dikirimnya kemana?
Oh, we will send it later.
We will put in the chat where we share the presentation. Bukan.
share the what?
Zoom recording. Yeah. So yeah, because we haven't ended the Zoom yet. So the recording is not ended yet. So once it is ended, we will share it with you, everyone who wants it.
Okay, you share it. You send. How are you going to send the link?
The committee will later communicate whether where to get the link of the recording.
So how do I get that? I mean, I just list my email in the chat.
Okay, we will try to email it to you as soon as we get this, as soon as we close this and the recording has been stopped.
Yeah. So I think in the chat, I think you can see my email. Ish Zainud.
Sure.
Ish ZAINUDD@uitm.edu.my.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Does anyone
Bye.
else have a question or any comments?
Another presenter, I think, Azwati has not presented yet.
Which one?
One more presenter,
Oh, one more presenter.
Azwati.
One more presenter. We will be sharing it in session 2. So we're closing session 1 now. There will be session 2, and then yeah. So the next presentations will be in session 2.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, the moderators. Both of you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for
Bye.
joining the Zoom. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. My name is Lutfi, and here is my partner, Aziza. It is a precious chance for us to be your master of ceremony on this very special occasion, ICOSTELM 2022 International Sustainability in Technological, Environmental, Law Management, Social and Economic Matters. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us guidance, happiness, health, and mercy, so we can attend and participate in this special event without any obstacles. Praise and salutation upon our Prophet Muhammad who had brought us to the path of light from the darkness in this life today. I would like to welcome to all of the speaker and all of the audience today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this event by Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And let's move on to the next agenda. Is presenting session by Miss by Miss Azuarti. So the time is yours. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, distinguished panels and fellow colleagues. My name is Azwati Mahmud, and today I will present to you my concept paper, The Effect of Corporate Image and Customer Delight Towards Customer Loyalty in Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB. My co-authors are Dr. Abdul Kadir Uthman, Nur Najah Abdul Rahim, and Felina Feliz Fuza Hamdan. Introduction. Loyalty has become one of the most studied concepts in business loyalty. And managers value loyal customers and they prioritize customer relationship strategies in order to retain their customers' allegiance to their brands, stores, services, as well as products. And long-term and loyal customers are more profitable and can help business attract new customers. Malaysia has effectively improved its travel and tourism competitive by ranking 29th out of 140 countries. The Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index (TTCI) report covered 140 economies, measuring a set of factors as well as policies that enable sustainable development of travel and tourism sector, which can contribute to the development and competitiveness of a certain country, TTCI 2019. And with the number 29 out of 1 passenger carriage growth. As you can see here, this is taken from the World Economic Forum 2019, the top travel destination, and Malaysia is placed on number 29 out of 140 countries. Assalamualaikum and good morning, distinguished panels and fellow colleagues. My name is Azwati Mahmud, and today I will present to you my concept paper, The Effect of Corporate Image and Customer Delight Towards Customer Loyalty in Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB. My co-authors are Dr. Abdul Kadir Uthman, Nur Najah Abdul Rahim, and Felina Feliz Fuza Hamdan. Introduction. Loyalty has become one of the most studied concepts in business and academic research. It is exceedingly difficult to anticipate the most influential factors that convince customers to become loyal and maintain their loyalty. And managers value loyal customers and they prioritize customer relationship strategies in order to retain their customers' allegiance to their brands, stores, services, as well as products. And long-term and loyal customers are more profitable and can help business attract new customers. Malaysia has effectively improved its travel and tourism competitive by ranking 29th out of 140 countries. The Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index (TTCI) report covered 140 economies, measuring a set of factors as well as policies that enable sustainable development of travel and tourism sector, which can contribute to the development and competitiveness of a certain country, TTCI 2019. And with the statistics given, it can be predicted that Malaysian airspace will get more crowded with major Malaysian and international airline carriers. Therefore, Malaysia can attract tourists from all over the world, thus enabling major airline providers in Malaysia to expect accelerated passenger carriage growth. As you can see here, this is taken from the World Economic Forum 2019, the top travel destination, and Malaysia is placed on number 29 out of 140 countries. The problem statement. Malaysia Airlines has always had difficulties in sustaining consistent profits, possibly due to the transgression in the organization itself. The disappearance of MH370 followed by MH17 in 2014 caused Malaysia Airlines to endure the worst catastrophe in Malaysia's aviation history. And airline services must make customers their number one priority because it will eventually directly impact the airline's financial result. Consequently, airline companies must develop appropriate strategies and tactics to increase customer loyalty. Limited studies have been conducted to address the influence of corporate image and customer delight on customer loyalty in the airline industry. Therefore, this study is proposed. The purpose of the study. This paper seeks to discuss the effect of corporate image and customer delight in affecting customer loyalty among Malaysia Airlines Berhad passengers. This paper also suggests that all variables, namely corporate image and customer delight, significantly and positively affect customer loyalty, specifically among Malaysia Airlines Berhad passengers. In this study, the relationship quality model is used because it is a better measurement of customer loyalty. And this study also aims to suggest an extension of the relationship quality dimension by contributing corporate image as well as customer delight as a means of fostering customer loyalty and MEB. The research objectives and research questions. The research objective would be to investigate the effect of corporate image on customer loyalty in Malaysia Airlines Berhad and to determine the effect of customer delight on customer loyalty in Malaysia Airlines Berhad. And the research question reflects the research objectives. Literature review, purpose, conceptual framework, and proposition. The relationship between corporate image and customer loyalty, Hussein Al-Nasir and Hussein 2015 mentioned that techniques will enhance corporate image involve the provision of good quality service, developing visual brand identity, and mobilizing the public relations department. A strong image of airline is formed if the service is good, and in turn will boost the airline's image for customer loyalty. That is taken from Oquendo and Chikwedu 2013. Therefore, the proposition would be there is a positive relationship on the relationship between corporate image and customer loyalty. Customer delight and customer loyalty relationship. Nick and Saban 2016 mentioned that airlines should go beyond customers' expectation and delight the tech-savvy customers with unexpected service excellence to gain and retain customer loyalty. And Parasuraman et al. 1918 mentioned that a primary cause that service performance does not correlate with customer-driven standard is in fact due to the service providers, managers, and frontliners employees having different perceptions and experience in delightful service. Therefore, the proposition is there is a positive relationship on the relationship between customer delight and customer loyalty. This is the proposed conceptual framework that shows the relationship of the independent variable of corporate image and customer delight towards the dependent variable, which is customer loyalty in Malaysia Airlines Berhad. The proposed research methodology. The proposed methodology, research design and collection of data, it will be a correlational study, and the collection of data will be using the survey questionnaire. The sampling frame will be a group of people, smaller in number than the population. The population would be the passengers of Malaysia Airlines Berhad. The sampling technique will be used non-probability sampling technique, purposive sampling, and the sample size would be 232 respondents for a population of 1 million. That is according to Craigie and Morgan 1970. And the unit of analysis would be individuals representing Malaysia Airlines Berhad passengers. Conclusion. The corporate image and customer delight will lead to improving customer loyalty among Malaysia Airlines passengers. And the originality of the study can be seen from its scope as it investigates corporate image and customer delight simultaneously towards customer loyalty, since the previous study examined the relationship of corporate image customer loyalty link and customer delight customer loyalty link separately. Malaysia Airlines management should regard the interactions between airline employees and customers as being crucial in creating a long-lasting impression to the customers as an important element in the airline industry. Thank you for your time and have a nice day. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the meaningful presentation, dear Miss Aziati. So we will going to the next presentation by Katyong. Is there Mr. Katyong? Mr. Katyong, the time is yours. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Katyong, are you already in Zoom meeting? Or maybe we will call. Oh, okay. Mr. Katyong, are you ready to do presentation?
I already submit video, please.
Oh, okay, sure. Video. Katyong, there is no video for your presentation. There is your PPT and your paper. Would you mind to send us again for your video presentation?
Okay.
Okay. And
by chat room or email?
by email or Or oh, okay. By chat room, it's okay.
Wait 20 minutes.
Okay.
Let's see.
Have you sent it to the chat room, Mr.
Yeah,
Katyong?
sending.
Okay.
Sending.
Okay, we will wait your video presentation. But now, if you don't mind, we will do call for another presentation, and then after that, your video we will play in this session. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay. Okay, just okay. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.